Welcome to another edition of the Hoop Scoop. We have a special edition tonight as it's NBA draft night, and one of the Red Raiders' own, Jahmius Ramsey, is hoping to be the third consecutive Red Raider to hear his name called in the first round, following in the footsteps of course, Zaire Smith in 2018 and Jarrett Culver in 2019. So this has been a long-awaited NBA draft. You know, it's scheduled to be televised at 7 p.m. Central Time tonight. It's been pushed back because the season was pushed back due to Corona. So this has been one of the most scrutinized draft classes in the history of in the NBA history. And Jahmius Ramsey is a great example of that. I think, Travis Branham, who writes for 24/7 Sports, actually described him as the most polarizing player amongst NBA GMs. And I think just the way that 24/7 has reported on Ramsey's potential draft slot, where he could be drafted, is a great example, because whether it's 24/7 or a lot of publications, he's being projected as anywhere as like mid-first round is like the best, and all the way to, within 10 picks of the second round, which in terms of the NBA draft, that is a huge gap. That's a wide gap. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. Just this week, 24/7 Sports posted two stories in which Jahmius Ramsey was mentioned and actually featured. So the first one, this is where 24/7 Sports actually projects Jahmius being drafted with the number 18 pick, which currently the Dallas Mavericks hold. Now, that would be nice, of course. Metroplex guy getting to stay in his hometown, play for the Mavericks. That would be really neat. Jahmius, it said this write-up, which has a kind of the NBA Big Board, one of the last NBA Big Board before the draft, says Jahmius Ramsey is a long and athletic wing with a strong frame. He's a plus athlete and makes for a versatile 3-and-D wing. He shot over 40% from threes this year at Texas Tech. He does need to get more consistent, but with his ability to shoot, slash, and defend multiple positions, it gives him a safe floor with upside. He does have, I think, a safe floor with upside because of his shooting ability, which in today's NBA is so huge. I mean, you could always use a good 3-and-D guy like this article mentioned. But there are, like I said, he's a polarizing player. So let me get you the other end of the spectrum, also from 24/7 Sports this week. And this is a feature on second-round sleepers. So this feature... So the previous story has him going 18, all right, in the first round. That's big money, guaranteed money. This one has him as a second-round sleeper, and this is what 24/7 Sports said about Jahmius in this story. He says, as you look and talk around the industry, Ramsey is one of the polarizing prospects in this draft. This is from Travis Branham again. He says, personally, I like what Ramsey brings to the table, and if he falls to the second round, he can make out to be a steal for an organization. He's got positional size, long arms, and a wiry and strong frame. He's a plus athlete who could defend multiple positions and make shots from three. His ball skills and consistency can improve, but he showed flashes of playmaking and slashing ability down in Lubbock. And for the perimeter and spacing-oriented NBA, I like what Ramsey can bring to the table. And I think that's a really good point, that last point. The whole spacing and perimeter-oriented NBA that has become, it's so different than what it was even just 12 years ago, 10, 12 years ago. It's all about... the three-point line now. Three-pointers and dunks, It's all like basically an NBA jam now. Because the analytics have basically bore that out. Ramsey, like both the articles say, he's a good athlete. He has the potential to be a good defender. He is a good shooter. He's a guy who can knock down threes consistently while being contested. He's got enough skill to do that, and he's got enough athleticism. So I think the criticisms of ball handling and just being consistent are very apt. I think you're drafting Ramsey on future potential, possibly maybe even just like a year or so down the line, where he can be that guy, knock down open threes, and be a solid defender for you. I mean, you look at his averages. He had a very solid freshman season. I know he was very ballyhooed, so some in Lubbock may see him as kind of like maybe he didn't live up to potential. But look, he was Big 12 Freshman of the Year. He averaged 15 points, 4 rebounds, 2.2 assists, and 1.3 steals per game. So he brings a lot to the table. And the thing is that he has not though he developed well in Lubbock, I don't think he's reached his total potential. So he'll be interested to see where he goes tonight. Will it be somewhere like around 18 or 20 or something like that, or will he slid to the second round? And what would that mean for his future? That's not guaranteed money. You have to earn your spot on the roster. I fully expect Jahmius Ramsey to be playing in the NBA, no matter how it shakes out. But I'm really intrigued to see, just where he goes tonight in this draft. It is 2020, so anything can happen. I want to share one more thing with you here. Texas Tech head coach Chris Beard tweeted this out this morning, and I thought this was really apt. He said, NBA draft tonight. Third consecutive year for our program in the green room. Jahmius Ramsey, I'm proud of you and love you. Never lose your chip. I've got your back. 4-1. And I thought that, man, once again, perfect message from Coach Beard. And, being in the green room means, your players expect to be drafted in the first round. Now, sometimes those guys fall back, but like I mentioned before, Zaire Smith was chosen with the 16th pick by the Suns. Of course, he ended up with the Philadelphia 76ers. Then just last year, Jarret Culver was selected 6th by the Timberwolves. So, this is, in terms of for the program in Texas Tech, not necessarily talking as much about Jahmius Ramsey. What a big deal this is. I mean, Texas Tech, would go years and years without having anyone drafted. And now to have 3 guys in as many years potentially be drafted in the first round, be in the green room, be selected in the NBA draft, just tells you, puts in perspective, proper perspective, where this program is and where Chris Beard has brought this program. And needless to say, I'm overwhelmingly impressed with what he's done. And just looking at the roster this year, I expect there to be a 4th straight year, guys maybe like TJ Shannon, or maybe even a Micah Peavy, a freshman could jump up there. You can go down the list. Guys, maybe Mac McClung has a monster year and he ends up being a first round or second round type guy. So Kevin McCullough, even I think he's more development guy, but he's very talented. Has a lot of the measurables. So there are a lot of guys who might make this next year be the in the 2021 NBA draft, have a 4th straight Red Raider drafted, which just mind blown with what Chris Beard and his staff has accomplished here in Lubbock at Texas Tech. So I'm looking forward to seeing where Jahmius is drafted. Look for a reaction video tonight or Thursday morning at the latest. So with that, I want to thank you for watching, and until next time.